What's going on, everybody? I made it. I am on my 2 weeks off. I am super excited about that. We got a lot planned for the next couple of weeks with my family. Now, I wanted to do this video to kind of do an update about the channel, give you kind of a heads up on some things that are coming up here. And I want your feedback on something. But also, last year I did an end of year kind of montage, and I decided it was a lot of fun. And so I did that again. So at the end of this video, if you're interested, I've got a super fun montage of video and things to cover what the year looked like in 2024 with my card collecting journey and the channel. Now, I want you all to know how much everybody's interaction with me has meant on the channel, and it really has made a huge impact, not just obviously on the channel, but on me as an individual. You know, I've been getting Christmas cards from a lot of you. I've been getting packages and all these sorts of things, emails and messages, and it means a lot. It's kind of amazing how many people I feel like I've connected with that I've never even sat in the same room with or had an opportunity to shake your hand. So that it is really kind of crazy how connected I feel with so many people that I've never met. Now, one of the things, as I've mentioned many, many times about the channel, is I want this to be a channel where people are not just consumers, people are not just viewers, but you have the opportunity to be a participant. You know, my family loves going to Disneyland, and there are a lot of great rides, right? And a lot of the rides, what you do is you sit there and you just take in whatever the ride has to offer. And then there are some rides where you're actually involved and you're a participant. You know, there's the Toy Story ride in California Adventure where you're playing a game and you're getting points and you have a scoreboard and you're doing things in the ride where you're part of the ride. You know, same with Buzz Lightyear. You know, you're shooting your little, light zapper, whatever the heck we want to call that. And what happens is, to me, those are some of the most fun rides, is where you're not just consuming, but it's a two-way street. You're a participant in it along the way. Now, that's one of the things I want to continue to try to strive for moving forward with the channel. You know, I do the question and answer. I do the share your opinions on things. I do the midlife, community show and tell on pickups. I try really hard to be active in the comments. And so if there's a way that I could have more interaction, I'm going to continue to try to progress that. And so one of the big things that I'm planning for this last year, because if we will go back a year, my big change, my big update was I was going to try to do more collaborations. And during the year, I had 20 or 25 guests on the channel, both guests on short-winded episodes, and I did a live stream when I reached the 5,000 subscriber plateau. I've been on more other people's channels. People have invited me on, and so I've had more interactions. But I've had more interactions with other people that create YouTube videos. But what I want is I want to have more interactions with people who don't have channels either. And so my goal for 2025 is I want to, once a month, I want to have a live stream. And the reason I want to have a live stream is because live streams are interactive. The chat is a lot of fun. The chat has instant impact. They have instant, the ability to put something in the chat that then changes the direction of the stream and what the topic that's being covered is. So I'm really planning on doing that once a month. And you say, oh, once a month? I'm trying really hard to just try this without going crazy. So yeah, once a month, I'm going to do a live stream. And so what I'm asking all of you with this change in direction on the channel and doing more is I want to be doing live streams of things that you all want to be a participant with. So what are the topics that you want me to do for my live streams during 2025? What do you want us to talk about? Do you want to talk about certain decades, about the Hall of Fame? Do you want to talk about collecting strategies, preparation for card shows, pre-card show, post-card show wraps? Do you want to talk about picking the brain on the history of people, other collectors, and how their collection has evolved? Do you want to hear about some of these people, including myself, more personally things? What are the topics that you want covered? So down below in the comments, I really genuinely want you all to give me some input. Tell me, what topics do you want covered in some of these live streams? And not just tell me the topic, but tell me the topic and then tell me which guests you'd like me to include, you'd like me to incorporate. Do you want me to have, a discussion on grading and then have a couple of people that are all about grading, a couple of people that are all against it, and we could kind of talk about the pros and cons? Do we want to talk about, my collecting history and another person's collecting history? Do you want to talk about hobbies outside of cards? And again, what is the topic, but also who are the guests? And I genuinely am going to tell you right now, what you all put in this video as topics and as the guests for those topics is going to have a huge impact into what direction I go with each of these live streams. I just think right now what's happened is a lot of people put comments. I try to respond to comments. I try to use comments. I try to answer questions and give my opinions on questions. But I'd rather do it in more of a discussion format. And I think by being able to live do comments, responses, I mean, heck, do you want me to do a Q&A episode live? And you guys fire questions into the comments and I respond live, just me. I'll do whatever everybody wants. There are a few reasons why I haven't done live streams and more live streams. And one of them, and I've said this before, and I don't know if you all think I'm serious or not, but I am. I don't want to do a live stream if nobody wants me to do one. If nobody's going to show up and watch, then I'm just like, well, I won't do it. But it's sort of like this, I feel like I'm stepping out on the dance floor when I say, hey, I'm going to do a live stream. I hope people show up. And then another part of it is I know there are other people who do streams on different schedules, and I certainly don't want to step on anybody's toes. And I don't know what everybody else is doing. I know about some of them. I know, Jason and Sammy do something on Thursday nights. I know 4 Collectors and Bowman 53 does something on Sunday nights. I know there are a few people who semi-regularly do stuff. So the last thing I ever want to do is schedule something when someone else is doing it. So I'm going to work really hard at trying to find a time, a day and a time during the month that doesn't happen, where I'm not squeezing anybody. And then I'll just hold out hope that you all will show up. But I think it would be fun to have the opportunity to just speak live, because I think that there are times that when I share my thoughts on questions or I share people's responses, sometimes I think that all of you think that I've planned out a lot of what I'm going to say, and that's just not what happens. I read the questions and I pick questions, and then I read the questions for the audio for the question, and then I just talk. I don't have any notes, nothing like that. So I want you guys to experience a discussion back and forth with me. Again, more like live talk radio, where callers call in, they bring up a topic, and then the host, and if there are guests, respond right there on the spot, and people can kind of be a participant. So that is the plan, and that is something I'm really excited for as the big update or change for the channel for 2025. Now, there's a couple other things I wanted to throw out there. I've made a lot of friends. It kind of amazing how many people I consider a friend now through this whole experiment of this YouTube channel. And, people from different continents, people from different countries, different states for sure. And one of the friends I made that I've become very close with is my buddy Brent Richards. Great channel, Brent Richards and Baseball Cards. He could potentially be a guest. We could talk about some stuff if you want. Again, down in the comments below, share what topics and guests you'd like me to have on during the year. He sent me a really cool care package the other day. First off, he's got this is an awesome card that he put out. And on the back is his QR code. This is numbered 9 out of 300. I don't know who the other 8 people are, but whatever, Brent. And then he got me this custom 1 of 1. Check out this one. I mean, does anything say Midlife Nation like that? And then he's been sending out this Nolan Knows Bo card, which is very cool. He sent me this really sweet Matt Manning card. I'm going to see Matt actually in January, a former student of mine who also played on my golf team when I was the high school golf coach for 8 years, asked me to be the officiant of his wedding. So I did my nephew's wedding a couple years ago, and I'm going to be the officiant of a former student and athlete's wedding. And Matt is one of the groomsmen in the bridal party, so I'll see him soon. So that is a really, really beautiful parallel refractor. That is really cool. So thank you for that. And then this card of my guy, Roger Clemens, right after 9/11. Love that card. A couple other Clemens cards. And while he sent me some cool stuff, my nephew, Brent's son, T, my boy T, look at this. He drew out a Captain Midlife drawing. My guy, I love it. I couldn't love this more than I do. This will be displayed with pride. So Brent and my boy, thank you so much for those. Also, probably going to be the last time I throw this out there because I'm only going to do this through the end of the year, and we have about a week left. So I might mention it one more time, but I have about 10 more Captain Midlife cards. Again, if you're interested, down in the comment or in the description below, I will have a link to a Google form. And this is courtesy of our friends over at the Penny Sleever. It's interesting too. I've had so many people have said, when I got your Captain Midlife card, I really thought that the quality of the Penny Sleever products was really great. And so I placed an order and I couldn't be happier. And so that was really cool. Isaac over at the Penny Sleever, again, he was a guest. We talked a little bit about some stuff about his kind of background and his company, but just about collecting in general. And so that was very cool that, a lot of people that have gotten orders back have reached out to me and said, hey man, those are really cool. Thanks for the promo code. Cause again, on the back back of the Mr. Penny Sleever card, there is a promo code of Midlife, which is 10% off through the end of 2024. So that does expire. So very cool with that. Now, again, I want this channel to be the place where we have common interests. And what I'm constantly trying to do is I'm constantly trying to make sure that the channel doesn't focus on me, it focuses on us. And I want that to be a natural, direction back and forth where we can have dialogue. And I really think that by doing in 2025 a bunch of live streams, I think it's going to be fun, but I think it's going to give more opportunity for us to communicate back and forth. And it doesn't require you to have a YouTube channel to do that, or to, type me some email or something like that. So again, I want to hear from all of you. What are the topics that you want? Who are the guests that you want? And coming up in January, I'll have my first one. We'll see how it goes. But I'm committed to one a month in 2025. Now, as I said before, last year I did a montage of how 2023 went. And I thought it was fun. And so this is about a 3-minute or so montage. I think you're going to like it. I really think you're going to like it if you stick around. So let's take a look for the first time, the unveiling of my year in review 2024 montage right here.
Thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.